5. That is Mark Daniel, the Disney dude I see in parentheses. I love that. If you don't know Mark, you're going to love Mark. I bet you do, though. If you're on my channel, I'm guessing you know the face. I'm positive you're going to recognize the voice. I don't know what I like better about you, Mark, your ability to make me smile and laugh, or my jealousy of your voice. It's radio gold, man. So how are you, my friend? How are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic, Jeff. Thank you very much for having me. And your voice sounds amazing in my headphones right now. So you are also radio gold, my friend.
I will take it. I will take it.
Hello to all your viewers out there live. It's an honor to be here on Dole Whip Dad.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So you, my friend, there's people sometimes will ask me the question in some form of what Disney job would you like? And the answer is the CEO. I want to make all the decisions, but there's a whole bunch of answers that fall under CEO. And one of them is I want to be Mark Daniel. Like, you've got to do some neat stuff. I even popped on your LinkedIn today to see what you called it, and you called it, how did you put it? Disney, I should be looking at it. Disney Parks blog, social media. How would you describe what you do for Disney, and how the heck can I do it too?
Well, first you got to kill me.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that.
Well, you know what? I'm a lot of their social media content. I'm a host for a lot of their social media content. You know what I like to call it, and it's something I invented and I willed into reality.
Ooh,
and it is a live personality, and I'm a live personality for Walt Disney World. So I'm me, and I get to bring Disney magic to people, whether it's online or right into your home through a Disney live stream or in the shows in the park. So it is truly a dream job.
I rarely get jealous. This is my jealous face, though. My goodness, that is so good. And I've heard you tell the story, but I'm guessing not everyone in the chat's heard the story. It's a pretty funny story how you got the job, including they made you dance and you're not a dancer. You want to share a little bit of that story? Because I've heard it, you tell it before, and it made me happy.
So you're talking about my first foray into Disney entertainment?
Yes, exactly. And there was a dance part of the interview that you weren't expecting, is what I've heard you share.
Yeah, of course, yes. So when you go in entertainment, they try to gauge your skill level, if you will. So they have like what's called animation, the way you move, and of course another thing is your acting, and finally your dancing. And so I go into the room. I remember I went to here in Orlando. It was at Valencia Community College back in the 90s. I started I was still in high school, and I walk in and the audition's already going on, and I'm thrown into a room, and it's just a bunch of people. And now I have never grown up as a dancer. I don't understand it. I don't know what it's like. I have never seen a rehearsal process. I look in this room, and there's probably like 25 people in the room, all facing this giant mirror. And one person's in front, and he's going, and kick, left, right, kick, spin, turn, and turn. One more time, and kick, and turn, and kick. So I just feel it in the back. I have no idea what's going on. And they're doing it. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm in the back. No one knows. No one can see me.
Please
I'm
don't.
Good. So I'm just I'm just moving from left to right with the crowd, right? So all of a sudden, he says, okay, everybody got it? And they're all dancers. They've got their leg warmers on. They've got their tights on. I got some some long pants on and some regular shoes. And then they say, okay, back row, move to the front. And now I'm in the front, right next to what I now know is the choreographer. And he's just looking at me like, what is this? And so I don't know what I did. I tripped over my feet. I fell all over the place. And then I remember the choreographer said, okay, obviously talking to me, we see some of you are having some trouble. What we want to know is you don't have to be a good dancer. Just make sure you're smiling and having a good time. And that carried through.
Good advice for life, right? That's perfect advice. I love that.
Of course. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so I still keep that to this day. Just smile and have a good time.
You do a good job with it. I heard you talk about some of your interviews, and you talked about, you interviewed Bob Chapek a lot. Who's your favorite interview that you've got to do, whether it be a Disney person or not? It doesn't matter.
Oh man. Jeff Curdy. He is a Disney historian. Oh, Jeff Curdy. You got to know Jeff Curdy.
I'm going to even write this down. Okay.
Write down Jeff Curdy. Jeff Curdy is a Walt Disney historian. Nice. Now, he is a Walt Disney historian, not a Walt Disney World historian, even though he knows a lot about Walt Disney World.
I was in Marceline, Missouri 3 days ago.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Hometown of Walt Disney himself.
yes.
So he there is the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. Have you ever visited that?
I have not. I wanted
Mhm.
to, and I was with work people. It's a whole thing. I will
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah.
someday.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it is amazing to see the Walt Disney Family Museum. You get to see all the endeavors Walt Disney made and some of the groundbreaking things he did before the theme parks. But he's an historian, and he was fun to interview because he goes in depth with Walt Disney and could tell you things, especially like when we opened. We had a live stream when we opened Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I interviewed him, and he just talked about he can find a connection to every attraction and find Walt Disney's passion and tell you why that attraction exists.
Oh,
One big thing is that we all know now that Walt Disney had a fascination with trains, and arguably it could be the reason Walt Disney focused on making a theme park because one of the things he would do is when he was stressed out, he would work on his miniature trains, and it would slow him down. Walt Disney liked miniatures, and you'll learn this when you go into the Walt Disney Family Museum. And he focused on his trains when he got stressed out. He would just narrow his focus, and that focus from trains went into creating a theme park. And as you can see, he invented the theme park, and his focus on storytelling and showmanship really shines. And that was really evident at Disneyland.
that's awesome, Jeff Curdy. That is so cool. Now that you mentioned the name, I bet I've seen him on. I mean, probably on Disney Plus and a few of the things. And that's a good question. So you're on my screen. You're doing shows on a couple of the channels and on streaming platforms, whatever we call them now. What's your favorite thing to watch on Disney Plus? I'm sure that you have a few. I'd be interested from the other side of it. What do you like to watch?
You know what I like to watch? I like to watch a lot of the old films. I grew up on Disney. Disney Afternoon, so I'm a DuckTales guy.
Okay.
Right? So DuckTales, Tailspins, Darkwing Duck. Nice. So I watch those gargoyles.
So 90s. You were a 90s guy.
Yeah, I'm a 90s kid. Yeah, man. 90s,
very cool.
Those things.
Love it.
So, and when I got to Walt Disney World, they had a show in Mickey's. It was called Toontown at the time in Magic Kingdom. So it was the shows that were on Disney. It wasn't Disney Channel actually. It was Disney Afternoon. So I got, not only was I seeing the show on television, but they had the show in Toontown. So I got to see Darkwing Duck live on stage, Tailspin live on stage. Wow. Even we got all the way to Goof Troop live on stage, so I got to see those shows like in person. So that was amazing to me.
That's so cool.
Of course, The Mandalorian, but I'm very excited. I haven't seen the episodes just yet, but I'm a huge Muppet fan.
Yes, I haven't watched any of them yet. Matter of fact, that might be my this evening after my shows thing. I was on vacation and we got home and yeah, I hear it's pretty good.
Little secret,
please.
Little secret. Jim Henson is my Walt Disney.
Tell me why. I love Jim Henson, but I need to know more.
Well, I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, in the West
Indies.
That
explains that awesome voice of yours, right?
Yeah, we all have this voice of the islands.
I love it. I love it.
They just give it to you when you're born.
All right. Well, I need to go there.
Yeah, I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, so we didn't have like lots of television stations when I was growing up. We had one channel, but in the morning, the first thing they would show was Sesame Street. And I remember that as TV to me was Sesame Street. That was it, because that was really the only children's programming on television. So you woke up, it was Sesame Street, then you're done. So I grew up watching Sesame Street, and finally on Thursday nights, my mom would allow me to watch The Muppet Show.
Nice.
And so that's what I know as America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. Me too, and I'm from here. That's John Denver's version. Well, you got the Muppets doing Queen and John Denver's episode. I mean,
John Denver's episode. Yeah,
I love all of those. I love all of them. Yes. Good stuff.
So, I'm a big Muppets fan, so I'm excited. I've always been watching all the Muppets. Muppets Tonight, when they brought Muppets back. All the Muppet films. I think post Jim Henson, Muppets Treasure Island is my favorite. One of my favorites.
So in my house, we watched. I'm a Muppets, Disney, and Christmas Nut. And my daughter said, well, let's watch a Disney movie last night. We got home, we were unpacking, so we watched Muppet Christmas Carol, one of the classics of all time.
That is a classic, right?
Light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat.
The rat, not the rat. Or, ooh, this is the scary part. We'll see you at the end.
So favorite Muppet, and more importantly, why?
Ooh, favorite Muppet. That's a tough one. Okay. Well, first of all, okay, since I'm a big fan, what are we talking? Are we talking Sesame Street or Muppets?
No, I mean, you mentioned Henson, so anything in the Henson world, I would
okay. My Elmo was Grover.
Yeah, I love Grover, yes.
Yeah, so that's my Elmo. And my Elmo was Grover. Definitely love Grover. Everybody loves Oscar the Grouch. And I loved Snuffleupagus.
Good call. I can sing Rubber Ducky right now, but
oh yeah,
don't take too much of the show up.
Classic, man. Oh, and the relationship with Ernie and Bert, man.
Ernie and Bert, yeah. Well, and I love It's a Wonderful Life, and they came from there. It's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I see all you guys in chat. I know I've been saying hello to you. I want to give time to Mark here, but I appreciate every single one of you being here. Yeah, Muppet Christmas. Yeah, I love that.
Of course.
Come on, it's August, and I watched Muppet Christmas Carol. I love that show.
And you know. And from Muppets Tonight, his name was Clifford.
Oh, no, I don't know. Clifford.
So Clifford was from Muppets Tonight, and I really like him. He was a cool character. He was a little Rastafarian fish-looking dude.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the only person that could call Kermit Kerm. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. You'd be like, what's up, Kerm?
Well, I mean, he would, wouldn't he? I mean, that's
right?
Funny. Oh, my gosh. I feel like
I think he was Kevin Clash. I think the puppeteer was Kevin Clash.
Well, and you do voiceover, so that's probably how I should have. If I was thinking ahead, I would have formed the question: who would you voice if you could voice a Muppet? So let's pretend like I'm doing it now. I will. Who would you voice if you could voice any Muppet?
Oh, it'd be Clifford straight up.
I was going to say, you just told us, right?
Yeah, man. I can call Kermit Kerm. Yo, what's up, Kerm?
Stacy wants to know, two-part question for Mark. What thing coming to Walt Disney World is Mark most looking forward to? And what things that they canceled are you most disappointed about? That's a good question. So which
great question.
Take either or both of those.
Who asked that question?
Stacy Rogers.
Stacy Rogers, great question. Let me see if you can guess. The thing I'm excited about coming to Walt Disney World is...
sounds like Tron to me.
You know it.
Yeah.
Tron Life Cycle.
Oh, my gosh. They said everybody who's done it in Asia says it's like through the roof, so I can't.
Oh, yeah. So I'm excited about Tron Life Cycle. And the next question was, what am I most disappointed
that they took away? I think. Oh, I already lost it.
Yeah. I think it was that. Most disappointed that they took away. Let me think. I'm like, there's so much going through my head. Like I'm going through shows, attractions, different things. So I'm trying to think like, most disappointed that they took away. Hey, you know what I'm going to say? Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That's my favorite ride ever. They took it away from
my little sister. She's 4 years younger than me, but she's still my little sister. That's her favorite all-time thing. So absolutely.
Good. Yeah, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Now we got to talk about it. It was great. It's I love it. Indiana Jones. We got to talk about Indiana Jones. You've got a relationship. Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, longer name than that, but you are involved in that very much. Want to tell the people your involvement in that?
Yes, well, if you don't know, Indiana Jones is one of the oldest shows at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It is 30 years old.
Is it really? Wow.
Yes. It opened with the park. Here's a little tidbit. It opened with the park, but it wasn't open yet.
Okay, see, I didn't know.
You can actually, when you bought tickets to Disney's, at the time, Disney MGM Studios.
Yes.
You could see the rehearsal process. I am involved in the show. The show is a stunt show, but there are 1, 2, 3 actors in the show. And the actors are director, assistant director, and casting director. So those are the actors. Everyone else, they all do stunts. If you see them as the slate girl, we call them, or slate person, or the boom boom, which is the fire effects person. Okay. They are stunt people that have rotated into a break position. So, because it's a very physical show. Yeah. So you can't do that many shows in a row. So you would rotate into the position of slate person or special effects. So I am the assistant director.
Very cool.
And that show is. I also did a show called Lights, Motors, Action. We're not talking about it, but I'm going to tell you why the actors are placed in a show like that. The actors are placed in a show like that for moments when things might go wrong and they need to buy time. So they put in improv actors. We do have a script, but if something goes wrong, we can they tell us, and we can talk about different things and improvise to stretch and buy time so they can replace, fix, or adjust accordingly so we can continue the show. It is an amazing show. It's one of the oldest shows there.
I wouldn't have guessed it was 30 years old. That blows me away. I don't know. I didn't think about how old it was, but that it stands the test of, I mean, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's and you know what, and people love it. It's a visceral show, and you know what? I will tell you. A lot of people say, "Well, you know, why is it still there?" I will tell you, to this day, we will do shows, and we will see a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old dressed as Indiana Jones.
Yes,
they are young. It's like people don't realize that people are showing their children Indiana Jones. It is like Star Wars, you know.
Totally.
And Star Wars is so family, and you have Harrison Ford, who is also Indiana Jones. You know, it's natural just to move from. It's so much adventure, you know. It's a classic adventure film, probably one of the best action movies ever created. Right?
Totally agree. It's not even that close to even say. I think it's absolutely the marker that all adventure shows hope to be. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, my favorite ride in Disney is the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland. We don't have that out there in Florida. What's your favorite ride? I mean, you get to be in the parks more than the average bear. What's your go-to?
My go-to is definitely my go-to ride is Flight of Passage.
Oh, tell me why. I mean, that's a good one. That's a popular one.
It's a popular one, I think, because that is to me, it's like a spiritual ride. It's just interesting. Like that. Yeah, it's very, you know, it's like you don't even have to see the film. It's so immersive and engaging and visceral and personal and just visually stimulating and stunning at the same time. Jeff, you've ridden it. I mean, there's the scene where you fly out and you look across the moon and you see the moons floating and you're just over that vast landscape. And you believe it. You believe it. And
I remember my youngest daughter, she's not that young. She's 16 now, but this is about a year ago. So she would have been 15 at the time. And we were riding it. She was riding it for the first time. We were riding it for the first time. And I broke the ride and I looked to the right because I want to see how much she was enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And her face of joy, I wish I had a picture of it. Like I do in my head forever. You couldn't make my daughter look happier. And it's, you know why? She was flying, man. She was the wind and it's just, what a perfect ride. I love that choice.
Yeah. And Jeff, I got to tell you something. There's something else that allows you to let go. And, you know, I remember when I interviewed Joe Rohde on the opening. I had the benefit of doing Inside Disney Parks and doing the live stream. So I'm at a lot of openings. And I had the pleasure of interviewing Joe Rohde, who was the head Imagineer for Disney's Animal Kingdom and, of course, Pandora. Yeah. And he was talking about the experience of riding a Banshee or an Ikran. But he talked about how you feel it breathing under you.
Yes.
You know, and I think you when you look at what you're sitting on, it looks just like an exercise bike. But the way it moves and feels, and there's a moment where the way they've animated it and the movement of the attraction is so in sync. Yeah. You can feel when your Banshee opens its wings and the wind catches it, pulls it back. Crazy. Like you feel those minute movements, which ties into what you're seeing and what you're feeling. It's real.
It's incredible. You're so right. I love how you said that. So descriptive. I remember thinking this is another level of escapism. Like I'm really on this thing that I know there's not really one. I know this is not really a place, but I'm really there. It's really happening, and my kid's really there. And I don't know. I want to do something that well someday. Like the people who made that. If that's not as proud as they've ever been, I don't know.
It's very cool.
Amazing.
And if a little Easter egg for you, if you know what Joe Rohde looks like, and you can Google him, you got it. You know it. He's got those earrings in, you know. And I met him. I had the pleasure of opening Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is something I'm amazed about, and I'm very blessed to have done that, is to open a theme park. Like literally, I walked around Disney's Animal Kingdom with a hard hat on. Before it opened. So I opened Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Again, this is my jealous face.
So I actually worked in Dinoland as a grad student. I was an actor playing a paleontologist. And Joe Rohde gave us a tour of Dinoland. And that was amazing. Like Joe Rohde walking us through and telling us about the characters that inhabit that land.
You know, pay for that? Like that is, I would pay a lot for that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and Joe Rohde is just an amazing person, an amazing storyteller. I mean, like they say, this man could read the phone book, and you want to see part 2 of it.
Right?
But
Totally agree.
but you know what he looks like? He's got the big mustache, he's got the earrings and the
Joe Rohde.
big loops. He's Joe Rohde.
Yeah.
But the Easter egg is when you ride Flight of Passage, when you come in for the landing at the final part, if you look down, they're what they're called. I know too much about these creatures.
I love
prolemurs. So they're the monkeys with all the arms.
Yeah.
They're the prolemurs. If you look down, there is a prolemur that looks like Joe Rohde.
Oh, I love that.
And he's looking up at you like. So see if you can find it. It's at the very end. See if you can find the Joe Rohde prolemur.
I will be there in October, and I will be doing that. I'll have to. Hopefully, the crowds will stay down. I hear the crowds are picking up. Hopefully, they'll stay down, and I'll get to do it 4 or 5 times so I can find them. I'm a Joe Rohde nut. That's a real good segue to you. You've done some unbelievable interviews. You've got to meet some people that are on my top 10, top 20 list of people I'd love to have dinner with and meet. Bob Chapek I've mentioned earlier because you mentioned him on a couple interviews that I've seen you.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Joe Rohde. Who are some other people that you just wow? These guys were amazing. Maybe some insight things that you learn from somebody. It's just wow me because you can.
Oh, let's talk about Bob Chapek since you talk about you've mentioned him. He is the first time I met him, they were doing something really big, and then I didn't meet him when he was CEO of the company, right? I met him when he was more chairman of Disney Parks and Experience.
Oh, just chairman, okay.
Just chairman. Walking with a giant entourage.
Yeah, just chairman of Disney, whatever. Okay.
But this was really big. It was a big thing they did. Let's see. Disney, what they did was they did Share Your Ears program. And it was like they sold these ears. And if you bought them and you tweeted your picture, they would give $5 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And up to $2 million. They gave like $2 million to Make-A-Wish, Disney did. And so I was there and he kind of surprised. I was an event I was doing and they gave ears to everyone that was there. And that's the first time I interviewed him. And I got to talk to him. And that's when he kind of introduced the gondolas that were going to go up around the parks. And then the second time I interviewed him was during our live stream for the MVP for the Super Bowl when the Chiefs won. So they had it's really cool. What's that? Is that
it's crushing me? Here comes my good friend Kelly, who I hope is not in the chat right now. If he is, it just went.
Oh no!
Charger fan. So anyway, I like you guys anyway. But anyway,
so this is when they worked with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they brought one of the children, Nathaniel, and they brought him and like 17 other Make-A-Wish kids to join that parade. I'm going to Disney World, so they got the kids in. So that was very unique. So Bob Chapek was very fun to interview, and Joe Rohde and a lot of other people, like people that you don't get to see a lot. I like when I get to interview like the head chef for the Food and Wine Festival. Now his name escapes me, but what a great job, right? Food and Wine Festival's coming. They always usually have themes. What can we do different? So I get to interview people like that. The person that's bringing all the wine in, and they would actually reach out to celebrities to feature their wines during the Food and Wine Festival, or why do they choose certain wines and different things like that. So the people behind the scenes, we interviewed the manager who she's in charge of all the decorations for the holiday season, and we went behind the scenes. And
one of my favorite shows is the decorating of Disney parks.
Okay,
I mean, I would love that. Oh.
So Jeff, and people don't know they work year round. They are always working because.
Even on the show that we've all seen now on Disney Plus, the whole warehouse. It's like the Indiana Jones warehouse.
But it is, right? The Ark is in there, right? Ark of the Covenant.
If it's where's that?
Yeah, and they supply, like from the show, they supply from Orlando. They supply the decorations for all the parks, cruise lines, Disney stores. So there's a lot that goes into it, Yeah. So the people behind the scenes, a lot of those people that their names particularly escape me, but it'll be those types of people.
Now you get to go, you're there, you get to eat there a lot. You talked about the food and wine. What's your favorite festival? And secondarily, what's your favorite place to eat? So let's do festival first. What's your favorite festival, whether it's to work at or to, be a
I think the Food and Wine Festival is my favorite festival. Nothing beats being able to just like grab a little some food, some really good food, and walk around Epcot, and listen to so many things going on,
Put
at
the
the time.
trash can and enjoy everybody walking.
Of course, table trash cans, baby.
I love that.
So I would say the Food and Wine Festival is my favorite. When my grandmother was alive, I used to love to take her to the Flower and Garden Festival, and she would. I would take her to the Flower and Garden Festival. It was. I mean this in the best way. It was the slowest time ever because she would stop at every flower and just look at it. I'm like, Grandma, it's like we're like not even in the gate yet. We gotta go.
We're be here for a week, Grandma. No, but I love that. We all need to slow down and enjoy the flowers. I mean, it's a metaphor for life. I love her already. And place to eat. I mean, when I am there, especially at Food and Wine, I'm not sitting down because there's so many places to nibble, but there's so many great places to eat. What's your favorite place to eat on Disney property?
My favorite place to eat in the park. Well, my favorite place to eat in the resorts is Boma and Sanaa.
I haven't done either. They're both high on my list. I can't.
Yes, they're very good. So Sanaa is a little different. Boma is all you can eat, which is amazing. The breakfast is amazing. The lunch is amazing. And they cater to all your needs. My brother was vegan. Chef came out, was making vegan food for him.
One of my daughters. Good to know.
Okay, yeah. Oh, they'll take care of you. I mean, 100. Don't worry. Don't say, I can't go on vegan. Gluten-free, they got you.
Perfect.
So Boma and Sanaa, and of course, Le Cellaire in Canada. They have like a really good burger. I think they still have it, a burger on an English muffin and their cheese soup.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Wine, that soup. I like to try new things, but that soup, charcuterie in Spain, soup in Canada, I'm not skipping. I don't care what anybody says. Those are so good. We're talking about Epcot. You got me thinking about it. Favorite pavilion. And
let's see. Favorite pavilion at Epcot. I'm partial to. I was a performer. I was what was called a World Showcase player. These were we did a trunk show, and we did a show called King Arthur and the Holy Grail.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so you can look that up on YouTube. You might even see me. So it's three actors telling the story of King Arthur and the Holy Grail. But the fun part about the show is we bring people into the show. We brought in a guest as King Arthur. We brought in a guest as Sir Lancelot, and we brought in a guest as Merlin the Wizard.
Love it.
And we tell the story around there. So I would say that the UK pavilion, just a lot of fun. Get you some fish and chips and music, great music.
Sounds like a good day to me. Now you're making me think of the lunatics on the chairs in France. They terrify me, and I love them. That's fake, right? It's got to be like you're putting a video on there. So I mean, I've stood there, right there, but I don't even believe what I'm watching. What's the most impressive thing that you've seen? Because for me, those France chair piler-uppers are insane.
They are amazing. I think so. I think the chair act is amazing. The most impressive thing I'd seen had to be La Nuba at the marketplace. So La Nuba, they had a Cirque du Soleil show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they had La Nuba, and so a lot of those types of acts were in there. But the clowns used to make me laugh so much. But they had some amazing like balance. Just it was amazing. So the chair act in France, they were amazing, but also too the Chinese girls in China.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
They were amazing too.
I don't even believe what I see, and it's right in front of me half the time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. So you're all over the place. Where's the best place to find you? You've got a YouTube channel. You've got a Twitter. Tell the people. I mean, we're about halfway in, so I want to make sure we promote you and your stuff. Where's the best place for them to find you? Whether it's your comp. Well, I'll shut up and let you talk. Where do you want them to go see you?
Well, you know what I'd love. The best place to see me right now, I would say, would be on Twitter, which is my Twitter handle is LOL, the number 4, Mark Daniel. So laugh out loud. So it's LOL 4 Mark Daniel. That's
and that Twitter link and all these other links are going to be in the description of the video. They already are, but
thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, and my YouTube is LOL 4 Mark Daniel. So right now I've got 860 subscribers. I just need 140 more to get that 1K.
Get him there. So he said 864. So if we're not at 900 by the end of the show, I'm mad at all you people in chat. So get him
that 1K. Give me the 1K. So, but yeah, I do a lot of videos, a lot of fun stuff on my YouTube channel. And I'm trying to bring my YouTube channel a little more It's not that it's not current, but you know, do more stuff.
You've been more seriously posting to it recently. Is that a fair way to say that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, as a fan, I appreciate that. What do you want to do with your YouTube channel? What do you hope to have or grow into or whatever? Like what's your goal?
You know, I hope to grow into something daily. Right now it's just sketches, and I hope to. I would love to do a show much like you doing, Jeff. You know, an interview show with sketch comedy and stuff. So it's almost like, you know, a Tonight Show type thing. You know, so I would love to in the daytime film some funny bits. And then have a talk show and then throw up some funny things. I really love mixed media. When I did stand up, a lot of the bits you see on my YouTube channel was what I would play live. It was kind of reminiscent of Dave Chappelle or Key and Peele, where I would come out and
pressure. Oh my gosh, like hilarious and hilarious.
Yeah, well, I'm not funny as them. I'm trying.
Everybody is. That's all right. You are funny, but I mean Chappelle and Key and Peele.
Yeah, masters of the craft.
I will be sitting up here all by myself, 1 a.m. Wait, my wife will come in. What are you laughing at? It's Key and Peele.
Key and Peele, genius. But I like that mixed media. I like doing some stand up and going into the bits.
Now, are you still doing stand up? I know you. Well, how much stand up are you still doing, if any?
And not much at all. The last stand up I did was for a benefit for a friend of mine that passed away. Which sounds weird, but you know, we're all entertainers, so you know, we all do what we do.
Sure.
Yeah, I just did some quarantine stand up on my YouTube channel. It's just kind of crazy, but I was just like, I got to get this out, and I literally wrote the jokes. So my laundry room goes to my garage, and I purposely just stood in the laundry room and wrote like 4 or 5 minutes of jokes, and then went to the garage and did them. It was just, I was just jonesing to do something. So I'm kind of getting back into it to start doing it, you know, with what's going on. And so, you know, I'm trying to get my focus back, you know, just like for everybody, there's so much going on and so much things to think about, and not think about. So.
I mean, there's all kinds of material, but are we ready to laugh about some of it?
Yeah, right? That's what's tough. But, you know, like I said, LOL for life. Laughter is the best medicine. So sometimes,
and your attitude about that, like I think it was on your about page on, I don't know where I was, doesn't matter. But your attitude comes across in the first 5 seconds on any of your social media spots. You want to make people smile. You want to make people laugh. I mean, I got asked by my buddy Pete, I was on his show preceding this, and he asked me to send him a kind of an elevator speech on what I wanted my channel to be. And that's a hard question to answer, but it really comes down to what you say a lot. You want to make people smile. You want to make people laugh. What is it about you? Where did that come from? Why? What's your why? Why is that your juice?
You know, when I make people laugh, you know, it really feels like, and I don't know if you have this in your life, you can feel when you're doing something as a gift, you know, like an artist, when an artist is painting and they just, you know, I feel an artist that paints very well, you know, that's a gift and you're doing it. And when you see somebody react to your painting, you feel like you had a gift and you passed it out to the world and that you made it a better
applying place. Your purpose.
Yes. And so when I make people laugh, I literally feel this feeling of, this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to make you forget about your worries for the 2 seconds you were laughing. And that's why, like, again, LOL for life is really about positive laughter. I'm really on that. So where that comes from is my grandmother that I mentioned that I would bring and take her time through Epcot for the Flower and Garden Festival.
Flower lady.
She lived to be 104 years old, and but she always laughed and she always told stories. So I truly believe that laughter, healthy laughter, helps you live a longer, healthier life. So that's that was the genesis of that thought process of going, you know, I want a brand, and what is that brand? And that is to make you laugh. And you know, you asked what my YouTube channel could be, but it's like, anywhere I can make you laugh, that's what I want to do. If it's a pie in the face, you got it. If it's slipping on a banana peel, you got it. If it's
Lynn, my buddy Lynn just whacked her husband in the face with a pie. That's a whole other thing. I love, you know, I really do. I work with kids. I work with kids for a long time, and this is about you. I don't want to take up too much time, but what I try to share with kids is, and even people on my YouTube channel, your you needs to be out there. Your job is to share. Oh, thank you, Pete, so much. What's the meaning of life? To share your you, and your gift is making people smile, Mark. And I love that you said that, and I love that you use your grandma. I'm already a fan of you, but the fact that grandma pushed you, I mean, I love my grandma. I miss my grandma a lot. Yeah. So anyway, I love that you shared that. Pete, thank you, a gift. Now that's how you answer that question. I love that, Pete. I appreciate you, buddy. So guys, we got a couple more minutes with him, about 20 more minutes. I hope you're enjoying this. Please, please, please get over to all of his things. I was about to say his YouTube channel, and I do want you all to get over there. You're going to like it. You know, what I normally say is get over there, give it a try. He's already shown you. His is awesome. He's going to make you laugh. And, you know, all the Disney stories, too. Are you going to share some of your insider Disney stuff on your channel and your Instagram and your other places? Well, your Twitter and your other places? Or
yeah, definitely. If you go down in it like a couple times, I think when I did Lights, Motors, Action, I did something I wasn't supposed to do, but the show was closing. So I took you. So basically, if your viewers haven't seen or know about the show Lights, Motors, Action, it doesn't exist anymore. It's now where it was is where Galaxy's Edge is now.
Okay.
But so I played the director, and so it was a stunt show, a lot of cars, you know, vehicles. So it was motorcycles, jet skis, and cars, and amazing stunt show. But we also had Lightning McQueen would come out, and the thing was, Lightning McQueen, when he came out, there was like almost like the show almost had like a intermission, if you will. So before that, it was Herbie the Love Bug, and then they added Lightning McQueen. Now, since Lightning McQueen storyline does not interact with humans, we had to leave the set. So I kind of take you behind the scenes where we go to hide when Lightning McQueen comes out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and it was the kind of the last few days before the show closed. So it's a little bit of my angle. I actually stood on a truck and drove back and forth and would direct from this truck on set. So it's a couple, I had my phone out. So it's like, again, it was the last couple of days and they were a little bit, you know, if you want to record from a different angle,
that's cool.
We'll turn
That's a big deal. Disney doesn't pull back the veil on that kind of stuff very often.
Yeah. So
cool.
I pulled back the veil a little bit. And a couple of things like some of my Inside Disney Parks interviews, I take you behind the scenes, let you see a lot. You know what? A lot of people don't realize the amount of people, just like any production, that a lot of work that goes into producing Inside Disney Parks, or especially the live streams. I mean, under the leadership of Jody, Leanne, and Tom, Bob Hitchcock really pushed the envelope for our live streams. I mean, we originally started on Periscope, and then we started.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we originally started on Periscope. We I think the first ever live stream, I forget how long ago it was, but it was a parade in the daytime. And from there, Bob really pushed the envelope and we started using Disney production. We got to like 4 or 5 cameras for a shoot to give you different angles. So it got to the point where we were really giving you the best seat in the house for fireworks and shows. The unique thing is like we sometimes we would go to the cruise line and we showed the first Beauty and the Beast show. We showed Frozen, and we would sit with the stage manager, and the stage manager would actually become the stage manager for the live stream and tell us what to shoot. So you got the full experience from the stage manager, not just somebody filming the show, but they could say, you want this angle here because this character's coming out. So we got really in depth.
I love that kind of thing. Now, talking about getting in depth, let's get in depth with you. I see back there one of my favorite non-Disney iconic characters back there. I'm glad it's only on your wall and not really going to eat my face. You're a Predator fan, I can see.
Huge Predator fan. Huge Predator. Let me show you my tattoo here if you can see it. The 3 dots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the 3 dots. I'm a huge Predator fan.
Is that a mask? And obviously I see your art. Is that a mask behind you?
Are you talking about right here?
Yeah.
Yes, that is my Predator bust.
That is awesome.
So I'm gonna tell you. So I'm real. I'm telling you 100%. I am like nerd Predator, like 100%. If I move my computer around, you know what? Let's do this. Can I show you around?
You can do whatever you want. I want to see it.
Please do. All right. Let me. So I'm gonna show you your viewers a little bit into my office, as I'm a Disney fan and a Predator fan. So I'm gonna kind of show you.
I love it.
Here we go.
Here, you know what? Let me put it just on you. Make it bigger. Hold on 1 second. Let's put it on. If I know how to do it. There we go. Now we got a little bigger.
There we go. So that's the Jungle Hunter bust.
Oh my god!
I've got the ships. I have a very eclectic mix of Predators.
That is awesome.
We're gonna go here. I'm very proud because what I do is I buy very unique things. You know, I have plush. Who has a plush Arnold, a plush Dutch, or a plush Predator? That's what I have.
I don't even know they existed. I love it.
I have these are the ones that are they're invisible. As you know, he cloaks himself, and then I have Dutch covered in mud collection. Yeah. For your viewing pleasure, I have an official Reebok. It's a Predator Reebok and a sock.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. And a lot of the artwork I have here were handed to me. I went to New York Comic Con. I'd find an artist, and I would actually purchase from them their artwork. Well, my favorite artwork is this here.
Oh wow!
if you look closer, you'll see Dutch in the middle, but the Predator is in the trees, and it makes the
awesome.
Now that's a very cool artist. What he does, he takes movie posters and he will the theme he puts into the paint into the artwork. So he has one for Jaws, and what Jaws is, it's Amity Island, and the island looks like the shark. So he does. If you're a fan of the film, when you look at his artwork, you get it. You go, okay, I get it.
I've seen a Hatbox Ghost artwork that looks a lot like that Predator piece that you just showed us. That's
yes, it looks like the skull. Like
I think I own a big I don't know what I'm talking. I don't want to lie, but some big oversized pin thing that looks a lot like that, but it's Hatbox Ghost, not not Predator. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah, that movie. I love that movie too. I mean, I think you like it more, but
thanks for humoring me. Sorry if you guys thought that was boring. I hope you're.
Nobody did. I mean, that's awesome. So that's a good thing. So you collect stuff, obviously. You collect Disney stuff too, obviously. What's your favorite Disney item that you have, or maybe even better, something that you would like to get your hands on?
Oh, you know what? My favorite Disney item is right here on my desk.
Ooh, from the opening.
From the opening of Animal Kingdom, McDonald's sponsored Dinoland USA.
I like it. You like ready? Like we planned that or something?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm in my office, but a lot of people don't know this. And since we're going to walk again, you ready?
Oh yeah, let's go back in. Hold on.
Let's walk again.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know this, but what I do is I actually collect cast member pins.
Ooh.
So these are pins that you can't really get as a guest. So we have a store at Disney called Company D. And what I want to show you is, let me see here.
Is that an invitation? Because I will take it.
Right. So I collect what are called name tag pins.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look here, these are all tradable pins, but they're for cast members.
Oh, wow.
Right. So these are all cast member pins. So they're all, shaped like the cast member pin. My favorites are the Disney characters dressed like cast members going to work.
Oh, that's very cool.
These pins represent the rides that opened. That's set in the 40 years of Disney World.
Nice.
So these are the rides that opened when the park opened. Well, my favorite pin of all time, that means a lot to me, is this pin right here. This pin, I'm going to bring it in if you take a look at it. I got this pin here. Let me see if I can get it in the shot. Here we go. So, you see, it's Mickey. Now, a long time ago, the icon of Disney's Hollywood Studios or Disney MGM Studios was the Chinese theater. Then they made the sorcerer hat.
Sure.
Right? If your viewers remember that. Now, This pin says, "Nothing can stop us from delivering the magic, not even Hurricanes Charlie, Francis, or Janine. 8/13/96/9/26/2004. That was the year we had 3 hurricanes in a row at Walt Disney World.
That's awesome.
And I was on the ride out crew. They have people that kind of help out in the parks.
Sure.
And this was given to the people that helped out. So this is that pin means a lot to me. And there's not much of that. That's Biscuit barking.
Hi, Biscuit.
He's never been in this room. So Biscuit out. Sorry.
We took the tour, and so did Biscuit. I love it.
This is Biscuit.
Hi, Biscuit. How are you? Aw.
Come on, Biscuit. Out.
I like the name too. That was cool. Thanks for sharing that. I actually collect these myself. I don't get my hands on cast member pins, so that's special. I have plenty of friends. Caitlin Make It Blues in the chat. A couple people in chat are cast members now and/or have been. And we show on Friday night where we talk about Disney pins. But those cast member pins. That's pretty cool. My daughter, she probably bought it on Etsy or something, but she got one with my name, Jeff, on
nice.
Or on a nameplate, whatever. And I saw yours up there, Mark, from I guess it was Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Cool. That's really cool.
I'm also a Partners in Excellence winner, so I have a
nice.
tag. And what's unique is I got to open Galaxy's Edge, and they have the name tag, the Galaxy's Edge name tag, but they also have a Partners in Excellence Galaxy's Edge name.
Wow, yeah. I love my career. I love my job, and I'm very happy and very blessed. Mm-hmm. That said, and I'm never the kind of person that goes, "Oh, if I could go back and change it." But man, I lived in Southern California when I was graduating high school, when I was in college. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I didn't go to Disney. I love my life, but people like you, and I've gotten to know a few people, mostly in Southern California, honestly, but who have stayed with the company for years, and they get some really beautiful pieces when they stay a long time. And I don't hear about people outside of the TikTok guy that's a whole other conversation. They leave after they've been here for a long time very often. And that's because they really do take care of you, right? And I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but you clearly love working for the company.
I do. I love working for the company, but I'll tell you this, and I said this on another interview, because the interview is like, I always wanted a job at Disney, and I'll tell you, I like it. Not everyone stays. People stay, and they do even better when they leave.
Sure.
It's been very well for me, but it is, to me, even though I love it, it is just a job. And
because you've been doing it for so long, or why?
No, I think just in general, I think really and truly it is just a job. But what I want to say with that is that the magic they talk about and the magic that's Walt Disney World, you know what that magic is? That magic is the cast members.
Amen.
The cast members and the guests coming together.
Well, and the culture. Like I run a nonprofit, and I get really boring. We're gonna lose all of our viewers if I stay on this too long. But I do employee trainings, and I often steal what Disney's teaching. Like they teach culture really well.
Well, we all go through what's called traditions.
Yes.
And so you learn about that Disney culture. But Walt said it best. He said you can build the most magical and amazing place in the world, but it takes people to make that a reality.
Yeah.
And
if you build it, they will come as a lie. You need great people.
Yeah. You have to, it's about the people. And like you said, the culture and something to base it off of, we're called cast members because we're all putting on a show, and I talk about the magic, and the magic is the people that work there, because, all of a sudden you can see, a girl dressed as Cinderella, she loses a slipper, and all of a sudden Cinderella brings her a slipper. Wow, what a magical moment. But what you don't see is the custodial person sweeping and see the girl drop her slipper, and then goes to her manager and says, hey, I need a new pair of shoes for this girl. She lost a slipper. Manager goes to say, okay, let's go to merchandise. Merchandise say, oh, we got some Cinderella slippers. Somebody hears it. Oh, Cinderella's just walking by. Did you hear what happened? Oh, well, let me take the slipper to her. And all that happened without anybody knowing. And that
did something awesome for that little girl. I love that. Well, and that makes me, there's a great question from my friend Caitlin, who's a cast member too. I'm going to get to it, but I want to ask you, as someone who loves cast members a lot, and I try to promote that when I'm at the parks or whatever, we'll do the thing on Twitter and we'll hashtag, send out the little hashtag. What's the best way? Let me just get to it. What's the best way when you have a magical moment to celebrate that cast member so it gets in their file or the boss finds out? Like, what's the best way for us, the 67 of us in chat here that are Disney nuts, that get those amazing things that happen to us once or twice a year? How do we, hey, Mark did a great job. How do we make that known? I don't know if I answered the question very well, but hopefully.
The best thing to do is to go to guest relations, because we have a process, right? Definitely writing a letter. Definitely telling that cast member is great because they get to know it. But the next step you can do is to go to guest relations and tell them at guest relations.
Hey, I had an interaction with Mark and ABC.
Yeah, and ABC, and that actually gets back to the cast member.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And that really makes you can tell me, hey, I really appreciate what you did, and I appreciate it. But it goes through a system, and like you said, to get on your record, you get it goes onto your record, you get recognition, because we have a system, and that goes through, and you see it, and they say on this day, this person went to guest relations. They tell you, and when it's fresh in your brain, also too, it's good to go to guest relations, tell them, and then that goes through. It goes to that person's manager, and it goes onto their record card. And what's unique about it is we have a cast member portal where you could sign on. And you can look at all of your recognitions. Back in the day, that used to be in a file cabinet somewhere.
Sure.
So when you're having those bad days, what I'm saying, you could go on and you say you've received, here are the 12 you already had. You can read through them again and just relive them. So
when that crazy lady from who knows where is yelling at you, you can go
exactly.
45 other people.
Right. Where are you going? I'm going to read my recommendation. My recognition.
There's too many Karens. Sorry if your name's Karen. There's too many Karens and not enough people that are doing the beautiful thing. And it's easy. Like, I love what you said. And frankly, we do that. We don't do it every time. We try to, on the way out, hit guest relations and just point out something. Like, I don't know. It's always given us so much more value than we could ever be giving to the CMs. I'm talking about me and my family. But I love that you said that. I love that you're sticking up for cast members. And Caitlin's one of them. And she's been asking, I saw it up here 3 or 4 times. So I'm going to ask it now. She has a question for you. What is the best piece of advice that was given to you from a leader? Can you please ask this, Jeff? There you go, Caitlin.
That's a great question. And I think there was one time I was having a hard time and I've never shared this. I was having a hard time at Disney, and I am luckily my area of Walt Disney World. I'm a performer, so I'm in the entertainment department. There's all these different departments. So I was in the entertainment department, and we're working on a new show, and I was having a really hard time. And so my leader, if you will, was the casting director of entertainment. So there's still, it's still somebody I look up to, still a type of leader. And I was having a hard time, and I went and talked to him about it, and they told me things change, and the true measure of you is how you deal with that change. And it kind of slowed me down and made me think, because I didn't like the change that was happening in the show, and I wanted to not be a part of it. And he said the true measure is how you deal with the change. And the way I was dealing with it was to run away from it. But I slowed down and I thought about it, and I approached it a different way. I wasn't happy with it, but I did what I had to do to the top of my game. And I think that was the best piece of advice, just to remind me, slow down. You're not going to love everything. You're not going to like everything, but sometimes you're just going to have to do it. So how will you do it to make you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the best piece of advice, was like, just reminding me that things change, and the measure of it is how you deal with that change, and still stand above the rest.
My high school football coach, I was blessed to play for him, and I was blessed to coach with him for years. And his thing that I've shared with hundreds and hundreds of kids now in my career, because I work with kids, this is not what happens. It's not what happens, it's how you react to it. And that is very good, in line with what you just said. I think that's great advice. What's next for you? What's next for you in the parks? More importantly, well, not more importantly, but just as importantly for the crowd, what's next for you in social media? Obviously, we've been talking about your YouTube channel. You've got some plans for that. I'm hoping we at least see a 9 in front of the number before we end in 8 more minutes, people. So get over there and put in.
Give me the 1K. I'm like,
1K be stoked. We'll get to 9 tonight. Let's make it happen. We'll high five everybody we can't anymore. We'll high five when the world is normal again.
COVID high five. Yeah. What's next is my girlfriend has been really pushing me to
is girlfriend here, because I meant to send a link
directly. I know she's watching. Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Try to get her on, but next time.
She's shy. So she's really pushing me to reinvent myself. I'm so used to having a live audience. And interacting in real time with people, being a stand-up comedian, being an improviser,
sure.
Giving that immediate feedback. So she's really encouraging me to, like we talked about, focus on how can I get, like I talked about, maybe doing a show on YouTube with mixing with improv and sketches. So
I'll just throw it in there. I want to hear more, but she's right. The ability to interact with the live chat. You're a pro. You're perfect at it. It's going to be your jam. But I'll shut up. I want to hear from you.
Yeah. No, but that's it. You're right. So something like that, and getting my YouTube channel a little bit more interactive. Like right now, my YouTube channel is, I've uploaded a video, but I want to get it to where it's like more live, and I'm talking to the audience and engaging them, because right now I'm only engaging when I have something new and people like it.
Sure.
I don't really engage in the chats and everything like that. So I'm trying to get that going a little better, and hopefully getting back into the parks, and seeing the changes, because Disney changes with the times. It always changes, and we're moving into and that's good. We're moving into a new world, and what's that new world going to bring? How is entertainment going to change? And I hope to be a part of that new style of entertainment. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is how being uncomfortable, like what my manager told me, I don't like COVID. I'm not happy about it. How will you deal with it and try to rise above it?
Amen. Right off. That's so good. I mean, I don't want to dive into this too much, but there's so much on, I don't know what to do. I'm going to freak out. I mean, there are opportunities in horrible situations, just like there's opportunities in great situations. And that doesn't mean taking advantage of something bad. That means maybe the opportunity is just helping somebody who's having a bad day, which is kind of your jam, right? I mean, it's LOL. I mean, it's your jam. I think that when Roberto Blake is somebody that I really like to listen to, and he's a creative entrepreneur, and he's big in the YouTube space. And he said when COVID hit early on, if you've got a regular show, if you got a live stream, if you're a daily vlogger, it's more important now to do it, because you're going to have people who are your fans, who expect your content, not only want it, but now need it. And that was in March. We didn't think it was going to last this long. So here's what I would say, whether I'm talking to Mark or anybody in chat: be more your you, share more of your you than ever before, not because you want to grow, because the world needs it. And I think the more people you help, the more good things come to you in your life. And I love that she said hello. I'm the girlfriend in chat. That made my day, Barbara. Thanks for being here.
Oh, did she?
Anyway, yeah. Hi, I'm the girlfriend. LOL. Everybody's saying hi to Barbara. So I hear it's at 8:84. We can't stay too much longer, but 16 more people. I'm not one of those guys who says, "Hey, let's get to." I'm going to be that guy tonight. Get him to 900. He's a nice guy.
Thank you, guys. Even if I don't make it, thank you so much.
Yeah, he's nice. Screw that. Get him there. I don't want to hear that. Get him over there. Get it to 900. You're gonna like him. You already do. You're here now. 66 of you still in the chat. Questions for him. We're not going to stay too much longer. We got like 3 more minutes. I'm not going to keep him long. So as I asked them for some last minute questions, what's the last thing you want them to know? We've talked about your YouTube channel. You're pretty big on Twitter. Any place, if they've liked what they've seen tonight and they have, where can they get more you?
You can get more me. You know what? If you go to the Disney YouTube channel, so Disney Parks YouTube channel, there's a lot of. We're very proud of Inside Disney Parks, and that is the difference. So inside, so we talked about the live stream where we bring the live shows, but we also have a show called Inside Disney Parks, and we have old episodes on there.
I love it.
Along with the Disney Parks blog. So they worked really hard on those videos, and sometimes, when it happens, they just kind of put it on YouTube. But it's fun to rewatch those videos. So if you
they did the Jungle Cruise skippers did the Haunted Mansion or something. I don't even remember. I'm gonna screw it up. They do good stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. It was kind of like Disney Plus before Disney Plus,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we had Erica Cotton directed a lot of those. And there were some fun episodes where I got to for Valentine's Day and Halloween. We go out and have a good time. So check those episodes out and just have fun. Just check out the Disney Parks YouTube channel. Has a lot of great fun content.
A lot of questions are piling in now.
Yeah, hit me with some questions.
Yeah, Alex wants to know, has Mark ever been in Disney movie premieres? We talked about you being at event premieres, but have you been to some of the movie premieres?
Not the movie premieres as we know them in California, but I've done a lot of the Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel movie premieres here in Orlando, where we bring in guests for Disney Parks blog. So I've done the movie premieres here, but I do remember the one big movie premiere I did, and that's on the Disney Parks blog. Listen, I got to meet Tom Hanks.
Oh!
I got to meet Keanu Reeves.
Oh!
I got to meet Tim Allen.
Those are 3 of my favorite. Dang.
My goodness, yeah. So we actually had to move. We had a big Toy Story 4 event at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and that was a movie premiere. So yes, I got to do a real one here at Disney's Hollywood Studios for Toy Story 4, where we surprised the people we brought to see Toy Story 4 with the entire cast. It was unbelievable.
That's so cool. I love it. I know the answer to this one, but Hitchhiking Bones wants to know: has Mark ever done some voice acting?
Yeah, I've done voice. I've done a lot of voice acting. I did a film called Silver Wings, Civil Rights: The Fight to Fly, and this is the story about the Tuskegee Airmen. These were the black Air Force men that in World War II. But it talks about basically their struggle and how they started the civil rights after they left the service.
True heroes. I love
amazing stories.
Yeah, I don't know that specific one, but I know the story. VP asked this a couple times. I didn't get to ask it yet, so I'll ask it now. Do you know the name of the artist, the Predator art where he's in the tree?
In the trees? You know what? I'd have to take it off the wall. I'll send it to you.
I'll find it. Yeah, okay, please do it. I'll find it for you.
It's written, but I can't read it. But if I have his business card, if I turn it around.
Love it. Let's see. And Mark, that means you've met them, Jeff. I don't know, amazing story. There was a couple other questions, guys. I'm sorry if I missed your questions. We're not going to keep them too much longer, another minute or so. I'm hearing good things about the subscriber count, so get over there. I got to get Mark to be
I see him popping up. I
love it. That makes me happy.
Well, I see Andrea.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, if they're public, it'll pop up. Yeah, if you could voice any Disney character in maybe a remake or in anything. I mean, you've got well, you do it professionally. What character that's already a character, not a future character, what iconic Disney character would you do if you had the chance?
Oh, wow. It'd be a villain, man.
Yes, good answer. Which one? I have to know.
It'll definitely be Dr. Facilier.
He's my favorite. Him and Captain Hook are my favorite bad guys.
Yeah, and Captain Hook is fun and funny.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be Dr. Facilier or
Ooh, the way you did that, I can hear
I would voice the Headless Horseman.
Oh, I love that. I think that was my first. I think that's why I like scary movies, because when I was 4 years old, I loved Ichabod. That's great.
Oh, yeah. I'd be there. You know, I know he doesn't have a voice, but I'll do it.
Well, he does a kind of
Does he laugh?
a little terrifying one that scared the crap out of 5-year-old me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's good. Shoot, I had another one, but I see $8.95. That makes me happy. We got him for like a minute, people. Get over there, hit the button. It's free today and for the rest of your life. Hit the dang button. Okay, well, let's end it with that. I will. One last thing. One last thing. If you could be the CEO of Disney for a year, for a day, whatever it takes, what would you do?
Wow, I've never had that question before. The CEO of Disney for a day.
Or a year, if it takes a long time to get it. What's the one thing you would do if you could be in charge of this company?
I would go around and I would go to different. I would do undercover boss.
Ooh, yeah. That's good.
I would do undercover boss, and I'd do all the jobs, and I would just be there because to have.
Well, Josh D'Amoro he doesn't do it.
He does, yeah.
He walks. They have lunch over at the boardwalk all the time. I mean, they're kind of public.
Yes. There's another president. His dad was the president of Disney as well. Dan Cockrell.
Okay. Yeah. I've got one of his books.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dan Cockrell. Well, his son was. He was always around the parks and stuff. But CEO was different, right?
Sure.
So CEO, I would do kind of undercover boss and just like reveal myself. I think that would be so cool because my dream is to meet Bob Iger. I've seen him many times. I've been right next to him, and I've been so nervous to talk to him.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Iger. He's a great answer.
I don't know why I got so nervous. I just because my dream is to meet him and talk to him. And I still will attempt to. I'm going to send him a letter. But just that moment, I think as the CEO, I would go to like employees that think they're forgotten. I'd say, okay, look around, and I'd go into the kitchens and just meet people because I think that makes a big difference.
Sure, it does. Of course, it does. Yeah.
Because you see him on TV.
Is Undercover Boss ABC? I feel like it is.
It probably is. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably that means
I'd wear the worst makeup though. I'd do it on purpose. Like I'd have like a horrible makeup job because I want them to know it's me.
It's me.
And we know it was you, Mark.
Oh, and Barbara Ortiz, who I've heard of now, says, "Thank you, everyone. Let's get him to a 900." 900, as Noah says. Congrats, Mark. I love it. He made my day. We're not normally that kind of channel, but we are tonight, and I love it. Mark, I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you do. I love your name, and you called it your branding, and I would say it's right freaking on the money, and I appreciate that about you. And now it's Undercover Boss is ABC, so there you go. So maybe we'll get him on there. You never know. Maybe he'll go talk to you. That would be a fun dichotomy. Guys, check out all of his stuff, especially the YouTube channel, which I think most of you have done tonight, and that makes my day. Give him some love. Be a fan for life of Mark. Mark, I appreciate all the love and smiles you bring to us. Last word from you. What do you want to tell the people in the last 30 seconds of the show?
Hey, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it, taking the time to do that. Jeff, thank you for having me on the show. This was a breath of fresh air. I love talking about Disney. This was fun just to bounce back. I love all the questions from the viewers. And you know what? Let's hang in there. Everybody be safe. Hold on to your loved ones. Kiss them. Hug them. And just let's make the best of this situation. I hope I see you in the park soon.
Amen to that. I love it. Appreciate your time, everybody in chat. Thank you for your time. Creator Talk, if you're creating on YouTube in about 25 minutes, another show about YouTube memberships tonight. And my buddy Lynn, she's going to be taking the lead. We're all excited about that. But that's a whole other thing. Oh, what do we got? Next week on the show, the Dupley crew. So be here. And again, get over to Mark's socials. Give him some love. Have the best day ever. Wash your hands. Be safe. Fear is a lying liar. Don't listen to it. Be safe. All right. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. See ya.
Thanks.
Have fun storming the castle. Bye for now.